You know, when I'm said to feel comfortable in your own skin, I don't think this is what you meant. So I made a video looking over my friend's favorite media a few months back. It was a really fun time. What wasn't a fun time was everyone seeing the title, not watching the video, and deciding, okay, my turn. Like a pack of vultures, or more accurately, the seagulls in Finding Nemo. So I, cocky frick that I am, put out a challenge. Condemn all who oppose me. If you want to be on this, earn your steak. Guess these characters from my then upcoming Ace video. Can't be done. One of them is this guy. It's undoable. It's unwinnable. It's solved in less than a day. God dang it! So, everyone I sow, rules out everyone from the first returns. So that would be Robin, Gunn, Cyan, Invader, and Viz. Alongside everyone who guessed correctly, being Nate Clone, Golden Lily, Nero, Jaden, True, and Korin. Alongside 4 I promised beforehand that if I did a part 2 they'd be on, being Hippo, Aqua, Media Lover, and Tiffany Chan. 15 in total. I don't even think most of y'all watched Supercut, but I am but a mule being beaten to submission for your own entertainment. Do the old 5 even realize that I had their interest in the background of the first video? Do I matter to you guys besides being a personal dancing monkey? None of y'all even watch Secret Series for Pete's sake. Anyways, the last lineup was pretty manageable. People saw the 7-hour limit and saw less of a cap and more of a requirement. So a full anime series, multiple series of movies, the new norm. Let's not waste time doing this in order of exception to me. Happy Halloween to all. This is watching all of my friends' favorite media, part 2. Also the new norm.
I'm the old norm. I want normal beer.
I eat, John. It's what I do.
Nate Clone responded pretty immediately with a, interesting request. So, Garfield. Everyone knows who this is, but most people don't seem to like him. I've had a rocky relationship with this feline. I like the original show and its specials. The Bill Murray films exist. The Garfield show exists harder. The new film literally does not need to be a Garfield movie. Garfield is a fun character, but he doesn't need to be everywhere. One special, though, decides to ponder if he wasn't just everywhere in the real world, but all throughout time. Garfield is 9 Lives' origin story to everyone's favorite orange feline that consumes lasagna. Which is origin, you ask? It's simple. God himself told Jim Davis to make Garfield and imbued him with the resurrection and immortality. Now, if any of this sounds familiar, you might have seen the comic the special is based on. Or at least, those in the story of it, where it implied Garfield is a normal cat, but hallucinated all the wacky things you know. It's a scene so iconic, Family Guy referenced it. Sadly, it's not featured in this adaptation. Instead, Garfield's lives start what you'd expect. Him as a caveman and a pharaoh, who dies pretty horrifically in the second one, where it's confirmed he suffocates and dies in a pyramid. The funny lasagna show! But he thought the intro was weird. Third life has Garfield just fled out in the Garden of Eden. I'm starting to pick up that Garfield is in fact God. The next two are really well animated, but there's kind of ways to murder Garfield. The 6th is probably my favorite. They're in a very unique art style and is surprisingly grounded in sweet take on an owner and their cat. 7th is taken from the comic. Of Garfield as a lab experiment, it looks almost exactly like Oliver from Oliver Company. You know, I like that these start off pretty standard. It gets much more wacky and darker. That might seem like a pretty standard one, when in reality, it's the scariest. We see Garfield literally get born, and from that exact moment, he already looks and sounds and acts the exact same as his older self. This implies that despite his resurrections, once we finally get Garfield Prime, he's a perfect specimen. There's nothing to advance with him. We then get the confirmation that Garfield will outlive humanity, and the cocky orange cat meets a higher entity with an extreme viewpoint of cats. Holy frick, let's rip this off. Yeah, this is fun enough. Nothing spectacular besides confirming Garfield as a higher holy being, but, that's like 90% of fan works of him nowadays.
Look, Palmy, we're already friends with the princess.
I'm not a child, you don't have to hype me up.
So when I asked Aqua for their submission, they said it to watch the new norm. I talked them out of it to have mercy. The mercy didn't last long, but their actual suggestion of Eddie and Andy, A Musical Adventure, though, is much more fun. I was aware of this film, never got around to it, which is why I like making these videos. They finally give me reason to watch the things I've been putting off. Sounds like creating the animators as if they were major celebrities. Based. Now, first seems like it's a Toy Story-esque thing of all the toys coming to life and just kind of vibing, including these naked dolls who sound like Gizmo. I kind of hate Gizmo. The first most obvious thing. The animation is stunning. Every character moves in the most wonderful way. While they're supposed to be dolls, they bend and twist like a classic Golden Age character. It's beautiful. Possibly among the best and most vibrant animation I've ever seen in a movie. It's really greatly shown off in Andy's song, where he strongly proclaims he's a guy and not a girl's toy that people claim him to be. Interesting. So 20 minutes in, we get a lot of great animation and music, but no plot, which I'm fine with. Then Yosemite Sam appears. So yeah, these pirates just kind of kidnap the kid who owns them's new toy. So Anna and Andy got across the freaking multiverse to get her back. After a really let's just say interesting meaning with a camel. I don't want to make jokes about this because I feel like a metaphor for depression. But after that, we got what people really remember this film for. The greedy. The animation in this whole film is great, of course. But this guy quite literally takes a cake. He's constantly moving and has all these different food stuff coming from him. I love shapeshifters, but I especially love creatures that are always shifting. Also, it's a fun twist to see two incredibly pure characters realize, you know what? This guy is completely insane! And abandon him. The Looney Dude is cool too. Really, just this entire film is full of great everything. I love all the songs that don't include the twins. I love animation when it does not focus on twins. I love everything except the cold, crushing feeling of loneliness and rejection. And the twins. And it's got Dee Dee and Uncle Grandpa. How couldn't you love it? I really love this film. I love stories that are just characters going across strange creatures on a short trip, like Alice in Wonderland or Over the Garden Wall, and this certainly qualifies. Very fun time. Thank you, Aqua. You're forgiven for canceling our versus series. So let me tell you about my friend True. He's the type of guy who won't watch my videos unless I talk about something that he likes. Because the thing I talk about is more important than your own friend. Awesome! So here I go. I give him the keys to the kingdom. He makes me talk about anything. And he makes me watch The New Norm. I really have the worst friends.
I'm the old Norm. I want normal beer.
So you definitely know of this by now. The first exclusive cartoon. Comedy is now legal. The show with a conservative lean talk about how awful and woke the world is now. And the masses saw it and thought, cool! Well, what if we made it yaoi? I'm exaggerating that 4 separate people were gunning to get me to watch this. I managed to talk most of them out of it, but freaking True had to make a deal with me on if no one said New Norm, it's his submission. I could've watched freaking Columbo. Well, that's the old Norm. I'm the new
I'm
Norm.
the old Norm.
I want normal bad
normal
cartoons.
beer.
I don't know what you want me to say about it. Yes, it's ugly. It's unfunny. Not even that shocking. And the fan base is ironic. Wow, I said the same thing 50 other people said. Wowie bazinga! Plot to the cinematic thriller is that Norm, our hero, is a criminal who disrupted the peace at school while complaining about wokeness. So now he's under house arrest. Alongside a non-binary person who he has to share a house with thanks to the house arrest rules. Also, Otto is there. I will say, I like that Norm has a loving relationship with his wife. Most boomer products have the whole I hate my wife thing. So it's nice that it's not here. Honestly, this could work if it was an intolerant man learning to adapt to the new world instead of us for some reason actually supposed to like the guy. Also, Norm isn't racist. He's a black friend. That means he's suddenly likable now. Said friend then tries to attack Chaz for making his son want a transition, but like, they don't know him. Then we get the theme song. It's literally made with AI. That like actually not a joke. Also, how do they make Elon uglier? Then they go to Disney World. Wait a minute, isn't Norm under house arrest? How could he leave then? The New Norm Show 2024, the first animated comedy on X, broke its own lore! Plot hole, plot hole, plot hole, plot hole! I will kill gay beer! Is there anything else I should discuss? Doesn't look like it.
Gun to your head, what are your last words?
So my buddy Gunn got really into Persona recently, but lost a real one. Admittedly, I've been interested in Persona as well. I'm looking for Tala. Have you seen a more me-coded character? The problem is this. So Gunn has a funny workaround. Persona 3, their current obsession at the time I wrote this, has 4 movies. So that's what I'm watching. I don't know much about 3 besides a few of the characters and how you shoot yourself. It's a popular game, but dwarfed by 4 and 5 in popularity. The film starts with Makoto Yuki, an average high schooler, before he gets yoked into the demon world. From there, he shoots himself. It's a singular glowing blue eye. All 4 of these films are Japanese only, but they all have subs, which forced me to do something I promised I'd never do. I had to read. There's not much to the first film. It's mostly just setting up the world for newcomers like me, plus some action scenes. With that said, they play music from the game, and that's the best part. Persona music is so good. Actually, I lied, the best part is Jack Frost. We then start off the second one with a beach episode. Because, you know, they had to cut most of the game and only keep the important stuff, but my god, you gotta keep the beach scene! Koto is just like me though. There's a half-naked woman next to him, and he'd rather play with a crab. However, it also introduces someone very important. Dog. It also gives us Aegis, the best character. She is silly. Start with the third one. I realize how much I appreciate the mix of including serious and silly scenes. Most streamline adaptations would rush only include the major bits. This keeps the major fights and Junpei's meeting with his girlfriend, but includes a hot spring scene. Oh, thank God! Aegis continues to be a Chad though, and just lays in it, in what counts as fully closed. I think this is my favorite technology. They're all pretty close together though. This one diving into Aegis gives it a slight bump. The final thing was mostly about the confrontation between the big bad and Makoto... Yeah, okay, I'm allowed to spoil a decade-old movie based on nearly 2-decade-old game, right? Yeah, okay, Makoto freaking dies. Overall, yeah, these are fun. I'm definitely interested in these games, but it was mostly 4 and 5 that interested me. After this, yeah, I can say 3 has my attention too. Mostly because of the silly.
Your Honor, if you are what you eat, then my client back there is an innocent man.
So my friend Korin doesn't have as much internet presence as some of the other people on this list. I'm glad they managed to wiggle on here. Her suggestion though was interesting. Legally Blonde duology. I know the name, but nothing else. It stars Reese Witherspoon, actress I know for Monsters vs. Aliens, and that's it. That's why I do these videos, guys. I desperately need to watch things that aren't for kids. You know, even half a decade ago, I'd be disgusted at the thought of watching a chick flick. Now I'm a proud brony who doesn't think twice with picking the female Pokemon trainer. So yeah, I'm down with this. The film starts as a standard girly film of the era, with the whole joke of the main character being an airhead who is only upside as her appearance. But after being rejected by her boyfriend, who wants someone more serious, she decides to prove that there's more to blondes than being dumb and making me feel weird things in 2007. And she immediately joins Harvard Law School. From there, the film really gets more serious. It's not some gritty crime drama now or anything, but the jokes do slow down as she tries to solve a murder case. They actually bring her girly aspects back in a pretty clever way. So yeah, overall, for a film that's not me-coded, I liked it. It definitely hasn't aged the best. There's usually the R slur and the joke of a student only passing because they gave a teacher a lap dance. But I can give it some leeway since it's an over 2-decade-old film. I was also told to check the sequel, Red, White, and Blonde. In preparation for her wedding, Ellie decides to invite her dog's birth mom to it, before finding out before she lovely adopted him, he was living on the streets after escaping an animal testing facility that his parents were in. This is Lily Courage's backstory. She then gets her lawyer status revoked for bringing up the silly idea of stopping animal testing in court. So she decides to simply change the law as a whole. Overall, I feel like this film a bit more. The sillier tone is more what I was expecting. Overall, I am a girl now, and these films are fun.
I'm saying they need to put an asterisk next to your name.
So Tiffany Chan asked to join this video later on, but she's awesome, so here she is. Asterix Messenger of the Gods is the first CG movie of the Asterix series, which, if you're unsure of anything I just said, Asterix is a classic French comic series about a small village of ghouls who are the one thing preventing Julius Caesar from complete control of Rome. It's a very quirky comic series, somewhat comparable to Popeye, down to Asterix eating something to get stronger. Admittedly, I don't have any real experience with the series, but it seems fun. The film is, as I said, the first CG film in the franchise, and it nails the quirky, fast, and stretchy style of the comics. It's really fun, even if most characters with Mario OCs. The main plot is that Caesar has commissioned a tower to be built near the Gaul village to hopefully absorb it into their empire. From there, shenanigans. I watched the dub, which was pretty good and kept the humor the same. I got jump scared by a certain voice though.
Oh, tell me what the matter is. We're on strike.
Holy frick, Ed boy! Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Tons of fun scenes, really quick paced action, everyone drinks piss, a fun introduction to the series. And for Jaden this time to break into my house and force me to watch something with a gun to my head, he picked Murder Drones. This is definitely the fan favorite pick of this round. I was in a VC with Jaden, Viz, and True, and when he revealed this was his pick, both of them congratulated him and said it was really a solid choice. Well, True, if that's the case, why didn't you say that instead of the freaking new norm? Well anyways, this was done by Glitch Productions, who you've definitely heard of before. They're basically the next big indie animation studio. I never really vibed with SMG4, but I do use internet, so I have in fact seen Digital Circus. Definitely not as obsessed with it as the rest of the internet is, but I am a fan. I wrote this like a month ago, so this was before episode 3. I am now officially one of those annoying fans. I'm deep in the freaking abstracted sauce that is this freaking series. Even though that came after, it massively overshadowed Metal Drones, though it does still have its fans. Long after a majority of humanity has been wiped out, a group of drones still exists. However, a higher power doesn't take kindly to that, so it sets a group of murder drones to take them out. The one teenage drone, Uzi, teams up with a nice and kind of stupid drone N to stop it. The series it wasn't exactly what I expected. In a good way, I must stress. Everything I knew about the series was about the action or dramatic scenes, so I was kind of shocked when like 9% of it is a comedy. Good comedy too. Yes, the action is great for a web series. It's a very quick-paced, frantic series with the characters mostly fighting with limbs and wings. Really little weaponry in a show where the main character is named Uzi, but it's really cool and honestly pretty unique. You don't usually see a lot of hand-to-hand and usually crazy and wild series. Character-wise, and in my precious Sunshine Boy. I always appreciate when darker series can have a little ray of sunshine and happiness. He is my son. Also, he's voiced by Michael Kovac, because this is a web series. I also appreciate that despite this not being made for kids, they only use the word frick and fricking instead of actual swears. I'm an uncredited writer for this series, Okay, but wait, why is it that humanity and its culture is almost completely gone, but drones don't know what a Hot Topic store is? I do not wish to live in a world where humanity is outlived by Gur merch. So overall, yeah, go watch it. It's on YouTube. Epic, cool, great, poggers, based. I would give me Licorice prequel to watch. Epic! I don't know what the show is. Basically, it's an anime about an elite squad of cute characters who are assassins, and we focus on the most serious and straight edge member, team up with a goofy, nicer one, and this is Murder Drones again. Okay, not really. Watching them back to back, it was kind of hard not to see that comparison. The series is a bit weird. At the start, it was between Shisato and Takina working on their assassins together in other action, and then just goofing around and having fun. Shockingly, I prefer the latter. I don't know why, I just like seeing them interact and having fun. They deserve the world. The other stuff is good. Not the best action I've seen in an anime, but it's still pretty well done. At least until the final 2 episodes where the show locks in. Especially the relationship between Shisato and the head of the organization that views her as a weapon, not a person. His name is Mr. Yoshi.
Mr. Yoshi! Radiata's functions have been restored.
But someone else has taken it over.
The ID says Walnut.
Walnut.
Overall, yeah, I liked it. I do really think it needs a season 2. Not every show needs one to be great. Heck, my favorite anime of all time is also 1 season only. But I just want more, you know? Still a good series though. Thanks, Robin. Back in your cage, edit our podcast for all eternity. This suggestion was Bardock, the father of Goku. I promise that Viz is a very cool and layered person. There's a lot more to them than just Dragon Ball, but it's just easiest, it's just Dragon Ball to me. She's cool, I promise. The special tells the story of Bardock, Goku's father, and what happened for the main story on the planet Vegeta. I really hate that name. Why is Vegeta's name the same as his planet? It's like if you met a dude named Earth. I didn't know much about Bardock before watching this. I knew he was Goku's dad, and something about Sundisk, but besides that, no clue. With this being a prequel, it was easier to follow in some other Dragon Ball things Viz has forced me to experience. Bardock calls Frieza a freak, and then someone says that they want Frieza to kiss his feet. What if his name is Freakza and suck toes is canon? Anyways, Bardock gets a vision from future Goku, and decides to fight Frieza on his own. It's an inspirational story on how a low-level no-name can rise up and do anything. A low-level no-name with a power level in the 10,000s. Okay, yeah, that doesn't really make no sense. Surprisingly, he gets his fresh rocked, but it buys time for Goku to escape and then set up the original series. Yeah, another fun peek into the Dragon Ball world. I'm sure like 57 more of these. Viz will eventually get me to watch the whole show. Epic! And we then get the media lover suggestion. This year's The Fall Guy. This film is based on an old TV show that I'm sure I, media lover, and every single person watching this has never seen, or likely has never even heard of, outside the context of Ryan Gosling's beautiful, perfect, kissable face. This film is hyped up as being a fresh take on an old forgotten show that finally shines a light on the extremely overlooked stunt doubles. It bombed pretty hard in theaters. Threatened by Autumn. That's why they call you Fall Guy. It is sad that looking back at this bombed, because it's great. I mean, how can a film that had these aliens have the funniest reaction despite having their faces covered flop? The film focuses on a stunt double played by Ryan Gosling, who suffered an injury on set and quit the job. However, he gets dragged back on set after his ex starts directing a new film, and he gets dragged into an elaborate missing person search to find the missing star of the movie. From there, a ton of great and unique action scenes. Just like how a stunt performer needs to be well adapted to multiple different stunts, takes any location you could imagine and lets Ryan go ham. It's almost like a cartoon at points. Like there's a unicorn. There's a unicorn. Speaking of cartoons, this guy.
No offense, but I prefer cartoons. See, movies are always trying to make things real, but it's not real. It's a movie. It's not meant to be real. That's why I like cartoons. See, because cartoons don't pretend to be real. You seen Dumbo? Dumbo? Yeah, Dumbo. Dumbo changed my life.
Is this what I sound like? Best fight scene is one of the mansion, set to all I do is win. The second best use of best song is the same. Actually, no, best scene is the car chase. Tons of unique locations. The other best uses of multiple should be unfitting songs. And a puppy! What other film do you have that have Ryan Gosling Gmod ragdolling 4 times in a row? Shrek appears in this movie. How are you not watching it right now? Definitely the best film out of Stuntman. Well, second best. Can't beat Back in Action.
Dude, this is dark web.
So for Golden Lee's suggestion, she gave me a trilogy of movies. The Searching Trilogy. I've only vaguely heard of these films before, but honestly it's kind of refreshing to get something that's not animated or part of a huge franchise, or starring big celebrities, or is the new norm.
I'm the old norm. I want normal beer.
Curveballs like this make these videos fun. The first film, Searching, is fun because it's shown entirely through a computer. Like it friended if it didn't suck balls. It starts with a montage of this family doing a bunch of things online. From the daughter finding out where babies come from. They lied, by the way. They come from storks. I know because I'm a stork. Also, I wasn't expecting a Scary Maze game reference in 2018. Look, it's Halloween, I get one. However, father's daughter goes missing, so the rest of the film is about trying to find her. I don't want to spoil the movie, but I really enjoyed it. While a father trying to find their kidnapped offspring isn't the most unique idea, the way the film is shot with everything being shown through websites and old recordings online really makes it stand out. So yeah, I like it. The second of the trilogy is Run. It's clearly nothing new with the last film at all. It just happens to take place in the same universe. Yeah, did you know Finding Nemo takes place in the same world as Friday the 13th? We just never see Jason since Nemo takes place in Australia, but trust me, he's there. It's kind of like Cloverfield now that I think about it. The film is basically Misery. Not as bad, no, like the Stephen King story Misery. Someone who's physically impaired gets kidnapped and stuck under the watch of someone who's torturing them under the guise of care. It's good. But again, it's something that I saw before, and it's lacking the cool screen aspect of the last one. And that leads us to Missing. I don't got a lot to add to it. It readapts the screen style of the original with a similar mystery. It's definitely not a retread, but also I don't have a lot to add since again it's a mystery and I don't like spoiling those. These films are good though, I recommend them. It's just hard to be funny to them. I'm going to ad-lib a skit now. So I was walking one day and with my wife, and my wife was like, "Hey, dingus, our anniversary tomorrow." And my wife and I'm like, frick, honey, I'm breaking up with you." And then I hit the sickest nay, and then my wife's like, Stripe, you silly jokester, you little goofball. Don't you know my real name is I'm breaking up with you? My parents hated me, I think. And I'm like, I knew that all along, babe. Then we high-fived, and then we went over to McDonald's, and we ate burger. And then Godzilla came in, and he began to attack, and didn't expect to be balked by Stripe, who proceeded to open up a can of Stripe Foo, and I killed Godzilla, and he died. And then I was like, holy frick, that's Godzilla. And my wife's like, that's my ex-husband. And I was like, you married Godzilla? And I'm like, I had a rough time, okay? He was very attractive. Why did you tell me about this? I don't care about your love life. But you're my love life now. I don't care anymore. And then we continued eating our burgers, and we lived happily ever after.
I can't see the end of the horizon. Hatsune Miku.
Hero gave me Black Rock Shooter.
How do you do, my fellow kids?
Out of everything on this list, this is the one I knew the least about. From research, it's based on a Vocaloid song, but doesn't actually include Miku in it at all, which I'm fine with. I wrote this in mid-September. I have seen enough Miku to last a lifetime. I should note that it also got a sequel season a decade later, but it's in different continuity, and Nero said to only watch the 2012 show. So the 2012 show it is. It focuses on Mato and her friend Yumi and their new friend Yu, who are average high schoolers who do average high schooler shenanigans. That is, from a parallel dimension, a mysterious gunwoman named Black Rock Shooter, as I assume her parents hated her, is doing action stuff. And it's up to Mato and us to find the correlation. So yeah, this is pretty good. I'm sure I'm not the first one to make this comparison, but it's very similar to Madoka. A very kind-hearted girl gets involved in a world of girls who fight other girls that have crazy magical powers, and we find out things aren't exactly what they seem. Though the OVA movie for this predates Madoka, actually. It's an anime girl with a gun. That should be enough for you people. It's only 8 episodes, so I'm trying to dance around with spoilers here. But yeah, animation is phenomenal. This era of anime really pulled all the stops. There's a reason this is the time frame. Anime really blew up. I didn't know the twist was Blackrock going in, which made it pretty cool to get to the ending. I feel like I'm at the point where I know most big twists from things I haven't seen, so it's fun when I get the rug pulled from under me. Yeah, this is pretty fun. And there's Vocaloid music. You know, I'm genuinely shocked this is the closest to Miku I've gotten in this video. There's like 3 people I was convinced it was me to watch a Vocaloid thing.
But this Thanksgiving, something very strange is coming to Planet 51.
And from Invader 9, we have the film District 9. I never heard of this film, so yeah, thanks for the suggestion, Invader. Wait a minute! Oh my god. So this is a fun mockumentary about aliens moving to a small town in South Africa, with heavy themes of racism, segregation, and the apartheid. How am I supposed to be funny, Invader? It's primarily done in found footage style interviews, starting with a group of malnourished bug aliens claiming the 80s. They're jumping to the future in the close-up District 9. The future being when this film released, 2009, alongside 2 other films, 9 and 9. Also in the same year as the game 999, 9 persons, 9 hours, 9 doors. It would be really funny if I said 9 times in a sentence. If I said it 10 times, I'm literally going to drink water. Segregation and racism metaphors are really hard to do, but somehow, film, real underprivileged or giant lobster people pull it off pretty well. We're certainly far from subtle. The reason it should be completely racist and prejudiced, just trust all forms of humanity have being sex is very well done. It doesn't feel preachy or goofy. The last film focuses on Wikus, a man who is infected by a virus by slowly turning him into one of these aliens. So he reluctantly teams up with one of them to cure himself. The film is mostly pretty grounded outside of the existence of aliens. Then the ending happens. The ending is crazy, but no spoilers. Yeah, this film is pretty great. Whether you want a film about a big alien action or serious commentary on prejudice, this film works really well.
I love Senpai, yes I do! He's for me, not for you!
And my boy Cyanize gave me Horimiya. So this is a pretty interesting series. Based on manga, like most anime, it was adapted into a series of 13 episodes. Normal anime stuff, but the manga had a lot of things not adapted into the anime. To fix this, the follow-up series, Horimiya, The Missing Pieces, was released. The thing is, this isn't a sequel series. It's literally just some random stories not adapted originally, thrown haphazardly into one season. Crunchyroll does have a recommended order to watch everything, but it takes too much effort to do that. So we need a hero. Reddit. And the only good thing they've ever done, someone edited together all the episodes into one giant supercut in the correct order. It's the way Cyan watched it, so it's the way I'm watching it too. You know, it's easy to mock Reddit for, I guess, having repetitive jokes. That's why we hate them, right? They're doing the thing every other site does. One thing I always congratulate them on is they are dedicated. If they want something, they'll do it. Even if it means making a 9-hour supercut of an anime. Oh yeah, Elephant in the Room, it's 9 hours long. Yes, that is longer than my cutoff. But Simon was really struggling for a suggestion, and I really wanted him in. He's been with my channel since basically the beginning, and it's always been there. He deserves it. And like, I had a few shorter ones here, so I'm gonna allow one longer one. So, how is it?
Shut up.
Hey, Goon Squad.
The Goon Squad!
You know, that's probably a good way to describe like half people who suggested stuff for this video.
Hey, Goon Squad.
So this is a quirky romance anime similar to something like Kaguya-sama. The humor of that mixes with me better, so I prefer it. But this is fun too. Something I enjoy about this compared to Kaguya is that it has a much bigger cast, most with their own love interests. So you don't care about the main pairing, you'll find one you like. My favorite is Sakura Kana, the green hair girl, because of freaking course it is. I don't know, I just like nice characters, okay? Sue me. Not sure why everyone is mad at her for being seen as attractive, but they claim she's not. Because like, I don't really see any difference between her and the other girls. The main ship is of course Hori and Izumi, and they're cute, I like it. The joke of Hori being into what's basically abusive boyfriends though, not a fan, happens way too frequently. It's not the instance of me, I swear. It's just annoying. Promise it's not me. You're the real one, Gregory.
I remind her of a fictional lady? Does she say that because she thinks I'm effeminate?
And basically every character I remind someone of is a woman, so I think it's a good thing. Overall, yeah, I like it. Listen, I'm a simple man. You would throw a romance anime in front of me, and I will walk in and watch it. Mashing dolls together so they make out is so cool.
Hello, Yuki. Blah, 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 threat, blah, do you want to play a game?
I accept your challenge.
Pharaoh, wait.
So we're ending this off with Hippo's suggestion. His first was to watch every single Saw movie. I am not watching every single Saw movie, so he simplified it to the original and the newest one. I actually have seen most of the Saw films. I feel like that shocks every single person I tell it to. Guys, I'm 25. I'm allowed to see blood. I don't piss my pants when I get a paper cut. It's only nudity that makes me not want to be here. You know, like normal fully grown adults. I've seen most of these, but admittedly not X. And either way, the rule was you're allowed to suggest things I've seen as long as something I wouldn't usually discuss. And yeah, I don't think a guy who primarily discusses cartoons would randomly drop a video on Saw. Unless you're LS Mark. The first Saw is probably the best. Appreciate the smaller scale, the mystery. The fact that these guys being tortured actually deserve it. Unlike the sequels, where if you just don't say bless you when you sneeze, Jason places a pipe bomb in your urethra. And the trash are actually somewhat realistic and gritty, unlike the later ones, which are things Wile E. Coyote would make. This film relies purely on the fear of the unknown, rather than the torture porn of the later films, which makes it much more terrifying to me. Most of the film is just the two guys in one room, chained together. Shout out to the official Valentine's Day post the Saw Twitter made shipping the two. I really have nothing to add that you don't know. The jigsaw puppet is iconic, as is the ending revealing the guys on the ground is actually the killer. And the slow build-up of seeing all the other victims is great. It is really sad that the whole plot was ripped off of the classic short film SpongeBob Saw. But besides of that, it's easy to see why this film blew up and got near yearly sequels. In my opinion, the best of the franchise. As came out last year, and it was a midquel between 1 and 2. Again, I don't have the highest opinion of the series. From the handful of films in the franchise I've watched, I'd probably say this is the second best. Again, I don't have the highest opinion on the series, but I do like this one. It focuses on Kramer after the original, as he goes to Mexico to try out a new cancer therapy there. Sadly, it was a scam. I'll leave it to you to guess what he does now. The traps are definitely a bit more out there. There's the one that turns you into SpongeBob looking at a map. But maybe it's just because I had a break from this franchise for so long. But it didn't bother me as much. I do like the look at Kramer. Yeah, we obviously see a lot of him across the films. But this one really dives into him from his eyes, instead of the eyes of the victim before they get ripped out. Yeah, besides that, it's just standard Saw stuff. But I like John Kramer as a character, so it's cool. And the end credits have Mark Hoffman. Normally it's because Hippo likes Mark Hoffman a fairly normal amount. And that was all of them. Again, a very large and varied list, so like last time, I will not rank these. I'll still have them fight to the death though. Hello, it is I, the new Norm Shaw X, and I hate gay people. Overall though, this is a solid lineup. Favorite? Probably Raggedy Ann. It's probably not the objective best, but it's the things I personally like, so I like it. Fall Guys is a close second though, that was a ton of fun. Everything else here though is good besides Norm.
I'm the old Norm. I want normal beer.
I do appreciate the variety though. Stuff for kids, stuff for adults, horror, comedy, new series based on IPs, movies, TV shows, web series, anything you would think of. I want to reveal for a second, the first episode of this was kind of a Batman gambit. I knew exactly what most people were going to give me. Ronaldo was going to give me Big Top Burger, Simon was going to give me Silent Voice, Viz was going to give me Dragon Ball thing, and Invader was going to give me Kaiju thing. Gun was the only toss-up. I went to these because they're some of my closest friends, yes, but also because I knew what to expect. I don't like changes and curveballs. That's why I was a little worried going into this one. There are people here I really don't know as well. The obvious answer for the previous 5 has been taken. Nothing is known. But honestly, counting this project now, I appreciate it all. We all have comfort zones. We all have a lean towards some media. Heck, look at the returners. Stan's Robin, all of them have very similar requests to the previous one. As much as I, the very artistic, strict pattern-loving fool I am, love that comfort zone, it's fun to bring off once in a while. Or something you had no interest in, because you might end up liking it. Like, do you know that prior to 2020, I didn't watch cartoons regularly? Gravity Falls was the last show I saw from start to finish. I figured I just grew out of them. Nowadays, I'm a cartoon guy. That's what people think of when they think of me. And that's just because some friends suggested I watch Steven Universe and DuckTales 2017. I love doing these type of videos that put me out of my comfort zone and make me discuss things I never even thought about watching before. I'm not sure if I'll do a part 3 though, simply because I'm running out low on things people want to suggest to me. Even a few returners had trouble thinking of ones. So if you're my friend and want to be in part 3, whether you've been on or not, please tell me you're interested in the comments. I will assume you have got nothing if you don't tell me, so please speak up so I know. So, I gotta thank my friends. Even though I don't know some of you as well, I do genuinely appreciate all of you. Even if you don't appreciate me. Even if you only see me as Dancing Monkey. Even if you're only watching your favorite and not the rest of the video. Even if you put the topic for your own friend. You know what? No. It's Halloween. I'm not in a joyous mood. I'm done with all you fakers. All you liars. I'm gonna prove my righteous anger and hatred to all of you. Bye!
I'm the old Norm. I want normal beer.
All the wandering and the wondering, where